7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Coming soon. Snake River Manufacturing is developing a revolutionary new way to design and build a custom kayak trailer. This modular design lets you customize your trailer one piece at a time, allowing you to grow as you go.
You know, a lot of folks think gorillas can't read. But when the magazine's this good, even I had to subscribe.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me for episode 59 of the Kayak Cafe Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Snake River Manufacturing. So go over to snakerivermanufacturing.us and check out all of the kayak trailers that Steve and the crew are putting together. They have some amazing designs that'll get you to and from the water, like in style. Some most amazing kayak trailers I've ever seen. So go check them out. You can go to USA Kayak Fishing Magazine. Click on sponsors and you'll be able to see it there, or just go directly to snakerivermanufacturing.us and let Steve know that you saw him on the Kayak Cafe. Also, just to let you know, we have partnered with the Team Kayak Series. I think it's going to be a strong partnership. We're going to be one of their media outlets. They are a great team tournament that allows you to fish with someone and really get back to not only being the lone guy, but you have a friend that you can compare notes with as well as share bag limits with. So it's a great opportunity. But if you go to the TourneyX website, you can go ahead and sign up for the first tournament, which is going to be the Harris Chain in Florida. So go to TourneyX and type in Team Kayak Series and it will come up. And I will go ahead and I will place the link in the comments right now. So you guys can go ahead and hop in on that. So if you're looking for something to do, that's what I would go ahead and sign up, pick a name, and then find someone to do it with you. Just beg them to go. So, all right. So on this episode, I have a gentleman who, if you watch his social media, makes you wonder if he's all there. But he is. He's a funny dude, and I was awesome. It was great enough for him to come on and spend some time to chat. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in without further ado, Mr. Chris Platts, the King of Cats.
How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just so everyone knows, he didn't tell me he was the King of Cats. I chose that. So before people start hitting him in the comments about, you're not the King of Cats, I caught one too. So,
thank you. I appreciate you fronting that up for me there.
Yeah, just throw it out there. Just save you some hate. Although I should have left it open, then your comments would have rolled through. So he's not all there, and that's why I love him. That's got to be Chase.
Yeah, man. Chase is a great dude. Love him too.
Yes. So Chris, for those people that don't know you, if you wouldn't mind, just give a brief rundown of who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, I've been an angler for a long time, fishing for all different species, but bass fishing in tournaments, started out boat fishing, and I actually just started kayak fishing in February of 2014 was the first kayak tournament that I was in. So I'm fairly new fisherman. I'm active with a local club here. I'm the president of Santee Monster Kayak Anglers. We do anywhere between 10 and 12 tournaments per year. So I help with that. I have social media on YouTube, TikTok, I'm on all of them, Facebook, Instagram. And like you said, I like to do things that are different than just fishing. I do my boring fishing videos because I'll tell you what, I love fishing. But I've really been experimenting, having more fun with social media and just being myself.
Yes. Yeah, I commented on a couple of them. The one with you and I don't know if you've thrown a name to the gentleman yet that was trying to pick up some baits from Mr. Andrew Blair.
Oh, you're talking about Willis Square Bills.
Yeah, Willis Square Bills. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I was like, oh man, I don't know if something's happened. I had to reach out to your friends. Is he okay? I'm like, he's just playing a part.
It's all an act, I promise.
It's all an act. So what got you into fishing? I mean, how long have you been fishing? I know you said that 2014 was your first kayak venture. You were boat before that. How long have you been fishing?
I've been fishing since I was 4. Was the first bass that I caught. And I want to say my first bass, it was with my uncle. Excuse me. My first fish was a bluefish. I caught that with my grandparents in Ocean City, Maryland. But the first bass I caught, I think it was like more like 5 or 6. Anyways, my uncle, and this is what one of my favorite stories about fishing is, we didn't go out there with any bait, any lures, stuff, bobber and a hook, and we caught our bait. We caught grasshoppers. And I caught this big grasshopper about this big, and put it on the hook, and it was just like a few minutes after sitting there, my bobber just woof. I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah, I love when you're walking the banks finding your bait, especially with like young kids. Like, it's the whole experience, the whole cycle. Yeah,
absolutely.
So what got you into the kayaks? I mean, how did you fall into that realm? Because
kind of by accident. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, when I was fishing out of a boat, I'd see people in a kayak, and I'm like, man, those guys are absolutely crazy. You wouldn't catch me on this body of water with a kayak.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt about it. But I was at work in a different town, so I was out of town. I always bring a couple fishing rods with me, and the neighbor next door saw the fishing rods and goes, "Hey, you like to fish?" Yes, sir. Sure do. And he said, "Come look at something real quick." And I thought he was going to show me some fishing lures. And he ends up showing me a kayak. And he was like, "You think you catch fish out of this?" I said, "Yeah, I can catch fish out of anything." And so he said, "Go ahead and take it, try it out, see how you like it." So I loaded up in my truck, and I went fishing after work that day in a pond I'd never been to. And I caught a couple fish. And it was like really peaceful, serene feeling. And I felt like zero stress, which boat fishing in tournaments, that's all it is stress. So I went out there, I enjoyed it. I brought it back the next day to him. I said, "Thank you. I had a great time with it." And he goes, "Nah, you keep it." I was like, "Wow, really? Like, I'll buy it from you. I like it, you know." And he was like, No. He was an older gentleman. He said, "You'll get way more use out of it than I will." And that kayak, it was just like I don't know, some kind of Walmart kayak that I had. Sitting kayak, and I fished my first tournament that I had a catch board strapped up to the top front of it.
Yeah, you can make it work.
That's all.
Chase said just to see him when he's hooked up on a pickerel.
Oh my gosh, those pickerel, they are in full force right now in Santee. I mean, I'm catching like 3 pickerel to 1 bass right now.
Wow. They have a pickerel tournament.
That's what I keep saying. I keep trying to get people to put $20 in a side pot, but they're scared. They see the monsters that I pull out.
Yeah. The Pickerel King. I have to change the name of it. Chris Platts.
No, that's Andrew Blair's name. He's the Pickerel King. He catches more than I do.
Those lures, man, they don't discriminate. They catch everything.
They really don't. And that's honestly, I've been using the POG on a like underspin hook.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've been catching the majority of my fish on this winter. That and a lipless.
So did you know Andrew before he moved to South Carolina, or did you just like happen upon each other one day?
Yeah. The guy who used to be the president of Santee Monster reached out to Andrew. At some point, I guess Andrew put something on there, "Hey, I'm moving to South Carolina." And Brian reached out. And I don't remember exactly what made him reach out to me, but it was about something. So he just reached out. I think something, "Hey, you know, I have these bays local, we'll go fishing sometime," type thing. Mm-hmm. And so we did, and we went fishing, and, you know, I was like, "Oh, this guy can actually fish." You know, I figured, you know, a guy from Maryland, take him a little time to adjust. No, he jumped right into it. Like, he's been fishing there his whole life. And I was like, all right, I like fishing with people who challenge me fishing. Mm-hmm. For the most part.
Right. Not just annihilate you.
Yes, just not annihilate me.
Yeah, it's like be gentle with it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chase said he caught his first one last week and let it bite me. Oh, pickerel, huh? Yeah. When you said bluefish, yeah, I'm from the Eastern Shore, and we were fishing, and this one area where we were is hooked to a campground. So they had people come from all over. All over. Well, this kid came in from West Virginia, and he caught a bluefish, and all he's ever caught was bass.
Oh,
and he went to go lip it, and luckily his thumb missed, but it bit him in the palm of his hand. And I just remember I was there, and I was there with a nurse and a guy I worked with, and I was like, "All right, the three of us, the nurse should jump in. And the kid's like, it hurts. And I remember the dad said, don't panic, Baba Joe. And he's like, it hurts, Daddy. And the dad went, I don't know what to do. It was hilarious. And I looked at the nurse and she was like, I don't deal with this. I'm physical therapy. And I was like, really? And the dude, it was her dad was there. He grabbed the fish, cut the fish's head off, and it let go. But I was just like, I don't know. He had a perfect sawtooth mark in the palm of his hand from that bluefish. Like it didn't take a lot. It just held on to let him know he did it wrong.
Oof.
Yeah. So
he won't be touching a bluefish like that again.
No. So you're into kayak fishing. You've got the sit in. What was the progression to where you are now? Was that your go-to kayak for a while, or?
No, I fished that first tournament, and as I said, I had like a catch board like Velcro down. I had added a rod holder, like I literally drilled into the side and added two rod holders, one on each side. So I had 4 total rod holders. So I could only take 4 rods. I could only take like 2 tackle trays and a couple bags of plastics, which is fine for like fun fishing. But for a tournament, I like to have a couple more options. So I fished that tournament and I caught 2 really good fish, and I ended up in like 6th or something like that. But I lost a ton of fish. The wind was blowing real bad and I couldn't position, as soon as I'd get where I want to get, I have to paddle some more by hand.
Right.
And then try and cast real fast. So I was like, man, if I caught 2 big ones and got in 6th place under that situation, if I get one of these pedal drives these other guys got, I'll be hot. And so I went home and I ordered my second kayak, which was a Hoodoo Voyager, which, is a great budget kayak. I mean, I got a brand new pedal drive kayak for like $1,400 or something like that. So, a lot of people talk trash about them and, maybe they're not the very best product in the world, but I'll tell you what, that Hoodoo, I won my very first tournament. The very next tournament, my second tournament I ever fished in, I won. Right.
Yeah. I think it's funny. Like people are judgy about the kayaks. Like you said, like, I wouldn't own that. But, people that walk love bikes. People that love bikes, it's like that progression. Once you get to a car, you're like, I would never walk. Like,
right.
You got to start somewhere. So,
yeah, I'm going backwards technically, I guess. Which I do like fishing out of a boat, but I'll be honest with you, I've done it a couple times. I got a couple good friends I still fish with out of the boats, and they're like, "Hey, if I can pull you out that kayak for a day, come fishing with me." And I'm like, all right. But about halfway through the day, I'm like, I could go anywhere on this lake right now, and I want to be in my kayak, and I want to be like, where can I fish and catch them around here?
Yeah.
So even
I imagine as a co-angler too, you kind of feel like you're the third wheel. You're there having fun talking, but you're fishing used water sometimes, most of the time. So
not with these guys. These fools will put me up front. Oh, you run the trolling motor, you know where to go. So I'm running the trolling motor. But even then, still, it's just like the last time I went in December, I'd won a tournament, and my buddy saw it, and he was like, "Hey, can we go fishing? Take me to that spot." I was like, "All right, that's fine. I ain't got another tournament there for a while." So we go there, and we just wreck them for like the first 4 hours in the morning. This is in December. The first fish I catch is on top water. They're schooling.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty wild for December.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we went out there, and he caught 2 big fish. I think we caught like 10 or 11 total. It was a good day. We were off the water by 1 o'clock. It was beautiful. I was like, I'm about to go home and do something with the family.
Yes. She says pedal drives make such a huge difference when you've been paddling. That's true. Yeah. Motors do something too. Chase, you should check those out.
God, let me tell you something. I think me, Chase, and Kayla, after being at Santee last week, because there was a couple pop-up storms that hit. And I don't mean like a little wind was blowing. I'm talking about a miniature hurricane rolled across us at least twice this weekend.
Yeah, I saw Kayla Lieutenant Dannon for a little bit.
I'm telling. I think all of us now, like the look on Kayla's face at the end of that tournament on Saturday was like of total defeat, but she still like wanted. She was like, "Wow, I want to." Like I think she would have went out the next day, but she was talking about how much her legs hurt from pedaling. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 days of fishing in a row, and then they went to the beach, and yeah, it was just. But at the end of it, I was like, "Dude, I want a motor. I don't care what it is. I want a motor.
Yeah, he's not much fun in a boat. Let's see here. Yeah, Kayla said 100%. Yeah, I was watching that, and so I watched them last night. They had a nice little podcast. If you guys don't watch it, go watch them. They mostly sit there and complain about me, but no. I did go back, Kayla, because she's on here, and you said that I didn't invite you, but I noticed that you went to Santee, and I checked my phone. I didn't see any notification that, hey, I'm saying, just saying. So, but
I will continue to stir this pot.
Oh yes, oh yeah. It's going to be an awkward room when we get together. So, yeah, you mentioned the tournament. Give a rundown of like the tournament. Where was it at? What was it? And I know that people may not know that are on here, but you mentioned the weather. The weather, from what I've seen, was just crazy.
Yeah, it really was. It was the native no limit, which supposedly they're not going to do another one because we didn't get 100 anglers, which, whatever. It's not my tournament series, but cool series. First one I ever fished in. For those not familiar, for each hour, the biggest fish caught in that hour earns a money prize, depending on how many anglers signed up. In our circumstances, it was $500.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was a super fun tournament. I kind of pre-fished with some other people in some different areas. I was kind of trying to help other people. But like I'd go to a spot and I'd catch one or two and I'm like, oh, I'm out of here. I don't want to, I don't want to give my sore lip. So I'd leave the spot. One day I'm glad I didn't. I went and I caught 3 fish in like 10 minutes. And I was like, I'm about to be out of here. This is where I'm coming tournament day. We continued to fish that area and I didn't catch another. I caught about 100 pickerel, but I didn't get another bass to bite that whole entire like next 4 hours in that same area. And I was like, but then we came back across the same spot, the same like little 10-yard area that I caught. There's 3, and our buddy Greg from Florida catches a 22.5 or something like that right behind me. And I was like, dude, I told you that spot, man. But it was just one spot. So really every area I went to that we all tried, it would be like that. You find one spot, you catch a couple fish, and then you could go like forever and not even get another bite. So it was tough for our group. And then on tournament,
I'll say, do you think it was the weather or the temperature? Like, what do you think had to turn them off?
Well, so there was a couple of things that happened. There was bass boat tournaments, like 3 or 4 of them that were going on. So every corner you got to, every little nook and cranny, there was a boat or another kayaker there. So I would say that the fishing pressure played a huge role because the weather was actually really nice till about 10:30. And then we got this weird gust of wind. Might have been more like 11. But anyway, some wind started coming in. And they'd only forecast it to be 3 to 6 mile an hour wind all day, which is about perfect for what we were all doing.
Right.
But no, it just changed. It was supposed to be rainy all day, and it didn't start raining until like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then it went away, and then the wind just kind of kept up. The boat traffic, the water was getting stirred up, the fishing pressure, and I think it was a combination of all those things, and those things making you spin out as an angler. I know it happened to me. I felt it, not at the moment, but afterwards, thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I was spinning out. I just lost focus. And I was fishing around Andrew, actually. Me and him were kind of together, and Andrew was having some kind of issue where he went back to the truck and went, gone for a couple hours. He comes back on the water and immediately catches a fish right in front of me in the spot I've been fishing for like 2 hours. And I was like, all right, I'm going to take that as a sign. I'm out of here. It's about time the weather got nasty.
Yeah. So what is you said that you had a spin out because of things that were going on. What is your go-to? So let's say you were on the water and you notice that's happening. What is your reset?
My reset is a shaky head. I want to pick up a shaky head. I want to throw it and I want to let it sit, and I want to slowly fish. Because I've been fishing jerkbait, square bill, speed worm, underspin with all moving baits, and I'm go. Next bite, got to beat this boat to the spot. So something that just calms me down like a shaky head. That's my comfort area.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't because I haven't had them been biting the shaky head very good, especially not on this part of the lake. There's a lot of grass, and I just really couldn't work the shaky head through the grass.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's the one thing that I've noticed on. I don't fish a lot of tournaments, but I've gone and done fishing with like Heroes on the Water, and I'll have a lure that I'm like, I'm gonna fish this lure today, and I'm gonna make it work, and I'll just beat that thing to death. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I had no confidence in that thing from the get go. I should have just swapped out to what I knew should work. I'm not gonna say
Right.
it would work, but I knew should work. So I'm always really interested to hear what your reset is. Like, some people take like 10 minutes. I think Holly says she likes to go off in the corner down by herself and just allow herself to be upset, So
Yeah.
it's
And
kind of
that's
cool to hear.
it is. Everybody has their own method. For me, it would drive me insane to be on the water and not be making a cast. Like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. So at least if I throw a worm out there and just let it sit in the water and hold the rod in my hand,
Yeah.
I definitely can't just stop fishing while I'm in a tournament. Even when I'm fun fishing, I hate doing that. But
Right.
I guess I'm actually addicted to fishing, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. Well, a lot of us are. And those who say they aren't, they're on stage 2.
That's it.
Step 2, yeah. Admit you have a problem. No problem. Yeah. So
I'll tell you, that morning,
Mhm.
me and Andrew were sitting there. This is actually one of the coolest moments of the day. Was blast off was 6:15 in the morning. First cast 6:45. So we get to the spot about 6:35, and
Mhm.
there is just fish crashing everywhere around us. I mean, poof, poof, big fish too. And so we're sitting there and we're just like excited, like little kids going to Toys R Us for the first time. We were just, and you couldn't do nothing about it. You can't cast because obviously you'll break the rules.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, we're just getting giddy, like, oh my God, it's about to go down. Oh, And so we went into the day super hype, and I actually lost my very first fish of the day, which is a pretty good one. But I was like, all right, I calmed my nerves. I was like, mentally told myself, just, all right, calm down. You're excited. And caught the next 4 that bit.
Heck yeah. So, you're also a guide, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get into a little bit about guiding. What are some misconceptions people have about getting a guide? I mean, it's not always a guaranteed thing, but you try your best, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty good ratio, and I don't guarantee anything. And I tell most of the people that take fishing with me, like, hey, there's no guarantees we're going to catch anything. And they're all understanding of that. Although I do realize that the expectation is to catch fish.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that as far as getting a guide in, there's a misconception that, like, oh, they're going to put me on all these fish. We're going to catch a bunch of fish. I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee that you will learn something about fishing today. That's one thing I pride myself on. 2 things, actually, about being a guide is that I'm entertaining, because that helps the time go and it makes it more enjoyable. And then number 2 is that you will leave being a better fisherman. Whether you catch anything or not, I promise you I'm going to teach you something. You'll be able to take some kind of lesson, even if it's from a mistake that I make. You will definitely learn something and you'll have fun. So at the end of the day, is that not what we pay for? Am I not entertaining for you?
Yeah. Kayla said he has so much knowledge. It was so awesome to get to fish with him. Yeah, I can imagine. Like I said, this is our first real face-to-face conversation with voice. We've texted and whatever.
Yep.
We've done some things, but I could tell watching the videos, you're I say it with love. You're a nut. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell. I was like, wait a minute. I've said publicly through 2 or 3 times he's a wackadoo. He's a crazy guy, but I hope he knows that I mean it like in the best possible way.
Oh, absolutely. I only take that as a compliment.
You're like, this guy. Who does he?
I would be more offended if you said I was like a regular, normal guy.
Yeah, he's normal. He works a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let me ask you this. So, like, I'm about to come down to South Carolina. What do I need to know to get a guide like yourself? What's the process?
So I would say that some of the best avenues to take would be social media. By looking friends. If you have any friends in that area, I would ask for their personal recommendations, because especially here in South Carolina, and I feel like the fishing community in general, is that we are a tight-knit community. So, we want to recommend people, that it looks good on you. If you recommend me and have a bad time, then it'll be like, Roy don't know what he's talking about. This dude can't even catch no fish. And then also, I think reaching out to places like Relax Retreat, places that are on the lake. Any lake I've ever been to, every big marina or landing has at least some guides they recommend. And those normally are good relationships because they're long-term relationships. So like me with Relax Retreat, I know them really well. We have an open, honest relationship about scheduling. We have the mutual respect, understanding that you're doing the very best for you and for them.
Right.
So it's a really good relationship to have.
Awesome. So do you have kayaks that people can use? Let's say someone wants to go kayak fishing for the first time, or they have to have their own kayak?
Yeah, no, you can do either or at Relax Retreat. We actually have a few kayaks that you can rent, and not just like a paddle kayak. They do have those, but we have an XTR, we have a PWR, we have a Titan, we have 2 different Slayers, we have the Hammer. We also do demos at Relax Retreat as well. So you could text me, call me, hit me up on social if you want to test out one of those kayaks. It really is no skin off my teeth to go up there and take you out and let you take it out. We go fishing for a little bit if you want to. But the demo itself would, you can rent them for the day. So you can take them out. So for anybody, let's say you're coming from Virginia, and you don't want to haul your kayak, but you still want to fish. Hey, Chris, is there any way that I can get on the water? Yeah, absolutely. We rent these kayaks out at Relax Retreat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good to have that pedal drive option. If you wanted to do like the XTR and don't want to trailer yours, you could bring whatever you want and then just put your own motor on there because of the way that kayak is set up. It's already got the holes in it. You just need to bring your mount and your motor and you're ready to roll. That's
true. Yeah. It's Stormy says, money and moonshine, the way to find a guide.
I'm not interested in the moonshine personally, but the money I will definitely take.
Yeah. Kayla said the Slayer LTE.
Yes.
That would be her recommendation from Relaxed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll get more into Relaxed. I want to have them as a third part, but yeah, that's great that they have the rentals there, and you would do the rentals through them if someone came to you. So that's really cool. So
yeah, absolutely. And they usually work out deals too. I forgot to mention, like if you are booking a guided service with me, you probably get your kayak rental for with a small discount on it.
Oh, that's awesome. So let me ask you skill levels. So I know some people they're nervous to go kayak fishing tournaments because they don't have that skill level, or they don't want to go out fishing for the first time necessarily with a guide because they don't want to be judged on their ability. What level of ability do you accept to go with you?
All skill levels. I mean, I ask people up front, like, hey, how often do you fish? Do you fish? What do you usually target? I just try and really kind of get an idea. You can tell when somebody says, yeah, I like to fish. And I'm like, oh, yeah, when's the last time you went? Probably 4 years ago. I'm like, oh, they ain't fishing. But then you might know how to fish. They might know how to cast, but they ain't fishermen.
Right.
So, I kind of take that in. And the very first things I do is I want to see their casting ability. There's trees right outside of the area of the landing. So the first thing I want to do is see if they can skip a worm. I want to see how they can cast like a lipless bait. I kind of gauge what their casting skill level is because that tells you a lot about how they're going to be. So I kind of analyze what they're doing as I'm telling them how we're going to target the fish today, what to look for. So instead of it just being like, throw these trees, I'm going to tell them if the wind is blowing from this direction, I need you to cast the worm here. And I'll kind of point out a spot. Cast it here, and what the worm is going to do is this, or what your crankbait is going to do is this. And I just kind of explain what the lure is doing because I want them to start envisioning what it's like to see that lure in the water. I want you to present it in a way that a fish is going to bite it.
Right. Yeah. Yes, that's again, I would imagine before you go out, you have to have like 3 or 4 different game plans set because if you get to the dock and your expectations of their skill level isn't there, you have to like pivot quickly.
Yes. Yeah. And that's I do keep it simple. I'll say that's one thing that I have learned is that I started trying to get way too in depth to start with. And I realized that that was going to be the end of me doing it. I got to be like, oh, they're on a spinner bait, but it's got to have an orange blade, and you got to hit the left side of the tree at, a 42-degree angle, and just getting way into it. And I just simplified things. People want to go out, they want to have a good time and catch fish. So I give every one of my people a tackle box. So they'll have the lures in it you need for that day, a pair of scissors. That way you can cut and retie. So I'll go over, knot tying and things like that. Because I'm not going to sit there and tie knots for you. I'm just not going to do that. So I will teach you how to do it. And I'll sit there for 20 minutes if that's what it takes for you to tie a knot. But you're going to tie that knot.
I would record it and send it to him beforehand. Watch this video. Practice. Yeah. But Kayla said he told me I should just get off the water and give up.
I never said such a thing. I never said that. I pushed her probably more than anybody. I'm like, all right, which I kept trying to put her. There's this one special tree I got, and it's special during certain times of the year, and you don't really know. I know we're getting close to when it should be. And so I was messing with her and Chase, and she was like, oh, that's my tree. So I was like, there it is. That's the one. And she went and fished that tree. I don't know, 8, 9 casts. That's what I told her to do. And she did, and then she fished a bunch of trees. They just unfortunately weren't heavily on trees yet, which stinks because that's how I love to catch them too.
Yeah. Yeah. You just need to tell her, hey, I heard Chase is a better angler than you. And then she's like,
I want to say she caught more bass than Chase. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I think he might have just thrown a phone across the room. Fishing with bananas, said Chris. I need you to take me out this Saturday. LOL.
Well, I mean, I think you're signed up. We got a tournament this Saturday. You can come out and fish with me.
Yeah. So you're. Do you have any stories like? I teach photography, and there's like aha moments. Like when you're walking around, like I've had some people who they think that they don't have the ability to do it. And then all of a sudden they're taking a picture of a moving jet in the sky. They're like, oh my goodness. Have you had any moments like that where it's just makes it all worth it basically?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I would say most trips I've had that. The number one for me, which this is kind of a split thing, is that my dad, I took him fishing. My dad's not a fisherman. I took him fishing for the first time ever, like us together. And he caught a huge mudfish, bowfin. And it was awesome. I was telling him what to do and how to use and he had a great time. He actually was fishing with a frog earlier in the day and kept having this little fish, a little mudfish, trying to eat it off top of the water. And he played with that fish for 20 minutes. But that, and then there's a couple gentlemen I took out last year on single strips. And one guy's goal was he wanted to catch a limit that day. And he caught 4 fish. I wouldn't say quick, but kind of spread out throughout the day. And then he lost number 5 a couple times. So come off or break his line. And so we fished till late. I'm talking about it was 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. We started first thing in the morning. He caught fish number 5. And he was so appreciative and so excited. And it made every second worth it. Every second worth it.
Yeah. I could imagine that. I've always enjoyed the teaching aspect of a lot of things. It's kind of cool to give back, and I can imagine being a guide. When it's good, and when it's bad, it's also bad.
Yeah, bad days and bad times. Which I wasn't necessarily guiding them, but just this past weekend with Chase and Kayla, I had these high expectations and things were not panning out. And we went to the farthest area I wanted to go. And I had a few like short strikes, and Kayla caught a pickerel. And we get to the spot. There's algae everywhere. It's disgusting. I'm like, well, they're just not fish around this green algae. They are not in that. So we turn around. I decided to make a couple casts where I'd gotten the short strikes, and I kept getting more short strikes. And then Greg, again, catches a number 22-incher. So then we all sit there, and we start catching fish. Pickerel, bass, some medium-sized bass, some tiny bass. And you can feel the energy change. I mean, you could like literally all the stress just lifted right off me when everybody started catching fish. I was like, oh, yes, this is what I'm looking at. Everybody started having fun, chatting more. Not that we weren't already kind of talking, but you feel that tension. Yeah. I don't like the tension.
Right. I know that feeling. Yeah. when you're planning something and you have the certain level of expectation, and then until that arrives, you're like,
Yes.
what are we gonna do? What's my backup plan?
That's why I love it when they're on trees, because
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going to fish trees. You're gonna have to hold on to your rod because they're gonna snag it on every third tree you cast at. And it's like that for like 2 months. And then it just one day you'll go out there and it's just over with. So I know now that I've done it for a while that day is going to come. There's going to be a day where it starts and I'm like, yes. And then there's going to be a day where it stops and it's like abrupt.
Yeah. Yeah. Kayla said the knowledge and the laughs alone were worth the drive. I can imagine. I mean, I looked at the crew that was pictured, and that there are a bunch of funny people in there, and you guys, I can imagine, were having a blast.
Absolutely. Talk massive amounts of trash to each other all day long. Good trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not upset about it. Not at all.
Anyway, you're not upset about it.
Not upset at all about being left out.
You don't seem like it.
Not at all. All right. Thanks, guys. Good night. No.
It was actually Casey Kayla's fault. I was just going to stay home this weekend, but they were like, no, we're driving all the way from Indiana. You gotta come see
I was like,
us.
Andrew, why didn't you invite me? He's like, well, Kayla said.
It's definitely how it happened.
That's how it happened.
Yeah.
It was a quiet crew. Yeah. So do you think that fishing tournaments, being a tournament director and a guide, do they all three help each individual portion out?
Yes, 100%. I mean, that's kind of like the goal for me, is to be tied into it all, because I like seeing every side of it. I like being a competitor. Out of the three, tournament director is my least favorite. I'm just going to say that, because you deal with a lot of like bickering and crime, which I don't personally too much. There's a few people, but like not now. They leave the club, and I think they kind of weed themselves out. Like the group of guys that we have is like, they only cry about it when I postpone tournaments for their own safety. They'll get over it.
There's a tornado coming across the water.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, after that, they're like, oh, you were right. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it. I love fishing, but I want you guys to get home safe to your friends, your family, whoever you got. So, I would say that being able to see it from all sides, like the guiding shows me how much enjoyment you can get out of somebody learning from your skill set and kind of putting it in theirs. And then it makes it more fun in a tournament when you beat them the same way you just taught them. And then like, all right, well, now I need to get better. So I feel like it drives them, and that all ties it back into them being in the club and being competitive in the club, and you kind of build this bond together. So I just want to bring this kayak community together here in South Carolina. I don't know, like nationwide wise, how we rank, but I don't think it's a huge community, and I think there's a ton of room to grow.
Oh yeah, it's let me ask you this: for someone who's not in a club, what are the benefits of being in a club? But before you answer that, joke's on you. I'm driving down in March anyways. Surprised. If he's got room, I'll see you there.
Come on.
Yeah, I won't shy away from a good time.
That's it. Bring it on.
So, the question I just asked you, because I forget what I asked you.
Yeah, that's a good thing I remember too.
I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah, I told you something will pop up, and I'll be like, squirrel, let me go to my paper.
You asked about not being a tournament angler. And also, all right. Yeah, one of those.
We're gonna take a moment and take a breath. So yeah, but
let me cast out my swagger. Hold on.
Yep. Let us.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. So I was gonna basically bleed off from the tournaments to back into relax retreat and in that area. So if I remember what I just asked you, or someone out there, benefits of join a club. Gosh, you know what?
Oh yeah. So being in a club, you can gain. There's a lot of things you can gain from. You can gain lifelong friends. You can gain short-term friends. You could gain people to go fishing with. You're immediately in the perimeter of people who have similar interests as you. And, you know, some people, not myself, because I just feel like I talk to anybody and everybody, but some people have a hard time meeting people. If you're one of those type people and you're worried about or nervous about meeting new people, I'm gonna tell you, kayak anglers are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. And I'm not saying that because I'm one, but being again from the boat world, I might have known, I don't know, 15 people in the years of boat fishing that I knew. Like I would go fishing with them, or we'd share intel with each other sometimes. Kayakers, the first time I meet them, they're like, "Man, you ain't got no June bug red trick worms." And I'm like, "Nope." And they're like, "Here, take this pack. This works here. Great. I like throwing it on stumps." I mean, it's just a night and day world. They're very accepting. And I'm a short, weird dude. So like acceptance is a hard thing for me to come by. So I just have to trip on it to get it. But I find it a lot in the kayak world.
Yeah, you got Andrew over in the corners, like with a trench coat.
I got them swags.
Yeah.
I got them privates.
You ever seen a neon frog? Yeah. Yeah. So, Kayla, I appreciate you doing that. Like literally, we were talking about it before the show. I said a question will come up and I'll forget what I'm talking about. So for you remembering for me, I'm going to send you a line cutters, micro scissors. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
I really
winning
do.
Prizes.
Yeah, we're just sitting here. That brain moment was definitely a brain moment. So
it hit me at the same time too. And I'll tell you what happened was I was like, "Oh my God, I can't forget this question," because he's about to say something different.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I'm thinking about not forgetting, I literally forgot. So.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. So I worked at a car dealership for the first 23 years of my my life because they gave me a shirt with my name on it, so I wouldn't forget who I was. I'm like, that's still me.
Hard to get lost like that.
Yep,
just don't wear nobody else's shirt.
Well, that happened once. Wrong house. It's a long story. SMKA is one of the best clubs in South Carolina.
Thanks, Gene. I appreciate that. I really do. And that's the goal of, working with SMKA. Like I immediately fell in love with it, and I just want to help it grow and more people to experience, the camaraderie and competition we have. We have a monthly series now, which is something new. We started it last year and continue it this year. So it gives people a different avenue to like get into our TOC championship. Like the top 3 in points at the end of the year they qualify for the TOC. And it's a great way. Some people don't have weekends off. I lived a life. You were talking about being working at a car dealership. Your days off are probably like Monday, Tuesday, or some weird stuff sometimes because weekends are busy for that. I've worked in restaurants for a long time. And then construction, I had been forced to work Saturdays, but sometimes I'd get a rainy Tuesday off. So it's not, I'd go fishing on those days. So it's nice to have that option for anglers, the monthly contest.
Kayla said local clubs are the best ways to get started. Yeah. I've become a board member for the Tidewater Kayak Angler Association, and I haven't really done any of their tournaments, but just being part of like the group of them, which, side note, if anybody out there is looking to possibly win a Hobie Pro Angler 14 and willing to come to Virginia to pick it up, they're doing a raffle for $25 a draw. So
nice.
You can't beat that with a stick. So go to tkaa.com or .org. This brain moment again, senior moment, like my dad said. So
they can try them both. Send traffic to both websites.
Yeah, send it all. Just hit him. Yeah, this monster is not working for me.
Oh Lord, yeah, I'm just sticking with the regular old Coke tonight.
Yeah. So you've mentioned quite a bit, and Kayla and Chase just left there, but the retreat. Tell us about that.
So Relax Retreat has a very special place in my heart, and this is no joke when I tell you this. I've told my wife that I want half of my ashes spread over that area of Jacks Creek where Relax Retreat is. I've had some of my fondest lifetime memories there with some of my very best friends, new friends, different people. So Relax Retreat used to be called Carolina King. So I've been going there since 2010, every weekend for a guys' weekend. And it was me and a couple buddies, and it's kind of rotated, but there's still the core group of us. So we've been going there for forever. And the gentleman who owned the Carolina King, I don't know, something mentally happened to him. He became a very aggressive, angry person. And you could see the reflection of it not only in the service there, but the quality, like the cabins and whatnot. So I heard a rumor that he was getting ready to sell it and if there was going to be brand new owners. So I was picking every time I'd go up there all the time, and I'd say, "Has the sale happened yet? Can I meet the people?" And I forget exactly when it was, but I met Chris Biddle, one of the owners, and he was there. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be one of the new owners." So I immediately tell him, I'm like, "My name's Chris Platts. I love this place. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know." And he was like, "Well, just sharing it on social media would be a great start." So immediately I'm going at it. And anytime somebody mentions it, it becomes big local news that Carolina King finally sold. The old man's finally gone.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Is that
Like,
what I'm hearing?
It really was. But even a lot of people, even now, and they're like
Yeah.
a year and a half into owning it, are like, as long as the old man's got something to do with that place, I don't want nothing to do with it. And he doesn't have anything to do with it anymore. He does live on the property, but there's nothing they can do about that. He bought the land. He owns an actual house like on the property. It's one of the cabins. And it is what it is. He keeps to himself. He don't bother nobody. He's enjoying his life. And I think it was the best thing that happened to him too, was to get rid of the stress of owning Relax Retreat. And I'll tell you, Chris Biddle and David Hall have done an excellent job. They're upgrading the cabins. The customer service went from being the worst to the absolute best you'll ever have in your life. They're super active in the kayak community, which I like to take credit a little bit for that, but not just me alone, but like it started a steamroll effect. So they started talking to like Andrew Blair. He does a lot with them. Alan Lockwood, Caleb Acosta, Vinny Ferrari with Queen City, and now Native. Like he's gotten involved with you. He's getting involved in the kayak community, and I really think Relax Retreat is going to be a big step in the growth of the kayak community, at least around me. But I feel like more or less the East Coast, because they're reaching out so far and wide that I think every kayak angler will know Relax Retreat, or at least have heard of it, and they want to come fish legendary Jacks Creek, because that place is legendary. Year after year, I catch multiple massive fish out of that same area.
Yeah, so I haven't been there. Alex Purr says, "There he is. Look at those locks."
Yeah, I gotta have that stylish look.
I
ain't about to get a haircut though. I mean, I can't take it no more. It's getting too much.
So I have not been there yet. I plan to visit, but give me a rundown of the facilities. I know that they have cabins.
They do.
And give me an example of a cabin, because I'm sure you've stayed in several of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cabins are real log cabins. So like the exterior walls and some of the interior walls are like your big, like 12, 14-inch cabin logs. And then inside, the amenities they have, and all of them differ, but most of them have like full operating kitchen. They'll have different size beds. So when, like, if you call, say, hey, 6 of us are staying and it's 6 guys, they'll be like, okay, well, this, and this cabin are available. And they would, there's bunk beds in one room, or you want all twins, whatever it is. But fully functioning kitchen. Most of them have like a grill if you want to do some outdoor cooking, because when you're at the lake, who doesn't want to cook outside? Burgers and dogs. They have a fish cleaning station as well on site. They have a convenience store right there. So the convenience store is nice because they have drinks. They have snacks. They have essential things, sugar, salt, pepper, that kind of thing. So really, and fishing tackle. They have Tactical Fishing Company lures in there. They have rods and reels in there. So they have a little bit of everything, because it is a little bit away from everything. And as far as, back to the cabins, they're either spacious, or it can be, a smaller cabin. If like, say you're a guy who is 4 hours away, but you want to fish at Relax Retreat, you could drive down, rent a super small cabin, a 1-bedroom cabin, like a little studio. So anything from a studio to up to like 14 people. They have different size cabins.
Yeah. I have not been there, but I was chatting with Chase and Kayla, and they were like, yeah, Walmart delivers there. I was like, what?
Well, that's news to me. I've forgotten about that. Kayla did say that Walmart. I can't believe that, because Walmart's not super close.
Yeah. Well, I asked Chris, the owner, and I was like, I heard a rumor. And he's like, we have Walmart delivered almost daily. I was like, there you go.
I had no idea.
Yeah. She wants to know, are you going to shave your hair like Greg, Chase, and Andrew?
Absolutely not. I mean, I am balding, and I'm going to show you why this is embarrassing, but this is why that hairline is, it's starting to go way on back there. So if I get bald, I'm in real trouble.
I got that forehead that keeps going.
Yeah. that thing is trying to run away from me.
It is. I'm basically building more ad space when I fill out the magazine. I can be like right here, like one of those banners, the ticker banners.
Well, the real secret is I've been hat fishing my wife for about 13 years. She has no idea I actually have any, like what my hair looks like up here. I even sleep in a hat. So.
Chris Platts, the king of cats. Yeah, catfishing.
So you thought it was catfish. It's
yeah.
I'm a hat fisherman.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. That's hilarious. So with the retreat, let's say I went down there because I want to shed light on them because I feel like not having been there, but what I've seen, Chris and David have turning it into an amazing hub for kayak anglers. So there's boat ramps to launch kayaks, correct?
So there's a regular boat launch there. I mean, you can launch from probably 10 different spots along the bank if you wanted to. I use a little soft launch spot, and I've always used that soft launch spot. I like it. There's probably 10 might be an exaggeration. There's probably 6 or 7 places you can put your kayak in along there. And even like if you want to take a break, say you're staying in one of the cabins, that's cool too. Is you can most of the cabins you can pull your kayak right up right there, and it's safe too. They're always keeping an eye on things. There are people that live and work there, so they're there to also help. So security wise, I've left my kayak sitting right out by the bank overnight, and then got in the first thing in the morning, and nothing's ever happened to my stuff.
Yeah. I do. They have a webcam. So if you go to relaxretreat.com, you can view their webcam. And I like looking at the area. And I see Kayla mentioned here the lake views and lots of porch swings. I love that. Yeah.
I forgot about the porch swing, not forgotten about them. You see them all the time. I'm up there a lot. But yeah, no, they got porch swings too. And then, yeah, views of the lake. They had a really nice cabin I've never stayed in, actually. They had the 2-story. And I think that's the only 2-story, if I'm not mistaken. And it's pretty cool looking. So it's nice, and they're up higher than everybody. But all of the cabins on the first row, if you go look at their map on their website, relaxretreat.com, you can see the layout of the cabins and like where they're at, and that actual map they have, like a campground map. You can see it's super accurate as to like its location and how far away from the water it is as well.
Fishing with Banana says the kitchen has great food.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you something. Miss Virginia in that kitchen will make you a breakfast biscuit. You'll hurt yourself before you can go fishing if you ain't careful. You eat 2 of them things, you're gonna have to come back to the cabin.
Yeah, I was asking Chris, I was like, what do you guys have on there? And he's like, we got a breakfast biscuit, blah, 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 with the breakfast biscuit, blah, 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 breakfast biscuit. I'm like, you said breakfast biscuit like 5 times. He's like, there's a reason.
He was kindly telling you that you don't need to know about nothing else. Just get breakfast biscuit.
Just get a breakfast biscuit. And he's like, they're only served on one day, right? I believe. So get them, stock them up.
So Miss Virginia's getting up. She had a little health issue. She busted up her knee real bad, so she is only working a few days a week. But they also have pizza. They have bone-in wings and boneless wings as well. And they also, with the pizza, they got regular pizza, and they have thin crust and a ton of toppings.
Yeah.
So it's always good. Hunt Brothers Pizza, man, I'll tell you what, that's some good pizza.
Yeah. And you come off the water. I mean, kayak anglers, after you're done, you're not very picky. You know, it's kind of like we did Boy Scouts for my oldest son's pretty much life. And I loved going out with the kids for the first time. And the mom's like, he won't eat onions, and he won't eat peas, and he won't eat this. Well, they run all day long. You could put a brick with salt on it in front of them. They're gnawing on it. Yeah. It's like, came back. I was like, I thought you said he didn't like onions, peas. And he's like, he ate that? I'm like, he asked for more.
Yeah. You get hungry enough, you're going to eat.
You're going to eat. So
I've gone up and eaten sardines out the can before because I've been so hungry after fishing. And I don't like sardines out the can.
Yeah. Yeah, you make choices.
Yeah.
It's like make choices. Kayla said she didn't actually eat one of the biscuits, but everyone raved about it. So what I'm hearing is you need to go back for a biscuit.
Absolutely.
That's what you did.
If for no other reason, come back for a biscuit.
Come back for a biscuit. You know what? If I see you, I'll buy you a biscuit.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna make sure I get you a biscuit when you come there.
Yeah. So I mean, I love the idea of that location. I love that everything that Chris and David have going on. I haven't talked to David, but I've talked to Chris extensively. So I can't wait to visit it and see all they have to offer. And I recommend everyone, based on everyone else's recommendations, it sounds like a little piece of heaven. It seems like everybody's description always ends with blah, blah, blah. It's a little piece of heaven. So if you guys want to experience that, definitely go give them a shout. So
it truly is. And it's hard to not sound like a cliche. You know, I don't want to sound like a salesperson, that type deal, but like it really is just what you said. It's a little piece of heaven. I mean, it's out the way a little bit, close enough to some other stuff. I mean, it's literally the perfect place to stay on Santee.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you want to shout out? I think we've covered 2 of your 3 sponsors you have listed. You have a hat company too that sponsors you, right?
Yep. Yeah, Palmetto Hat Company, always representing them. They're locally here. He makes fully custom hats. So you tell him what you want, he can make it. If you want like a logo done, he can do it for you. It's just a little small extra fee for doing the logo. But Palmetto Hat Co. And I'll tell you what, again, with customer service, because that's the only kind of people I mess with as far as sponsorship goes. Like, you have to be, if I'm going to represent you, you're also a representation of me. And I think you should be great with customer service. I'm not representing a company who's not a great customer service advocate. So,
oh yes, most definitely.
Yeah, but no, just I appreciate you bringing me on the show and let me ramble on for a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, man, this is going to either go really cool or super cool. So, yeah, because I love chatting with people who I think are as crazy as I am, love talking, love fishing. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be a great time with everyone that's going to be visiting the Relax Retreat. Yep. And I tell you, I do appreciate you coming on and sharing some of your juice, your cool down with a shaky head that no one should throw except for you.
That's it. I'm the only one.
Awesome. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and throw you in the background and say goodbye to everyone. And then I'll just come back in and we'll say goodbye.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, everyone. That was episode 59 with Chris Platts. If you guys are looking to get a fishing guide on Santee Cooper, just give him a call. Check him out. He's Fishing with Platts. And he'll take you out and get you on some good stuff. There's going to be a new shaky head king on Santee. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna bring him back. He's shots fired.
Oh, who was that? I couldn't read.
Alex said there's going to be a new shaky head king on Santee.
Alex don't even throw no shaky heads. He's scared to throw it at a tree.
My goodness. All right.
Real quick before I go, I will say that shaky head bite about to be fire at Santee. So
yeah,
you might have to get on the water for a couple hours.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm gonna throw you in the background again in case anybody else swings at you. All right. All right, guys. That was episode 59 with Chris Platts. Go check him out. If you need a guide, like Kayla says here, go fishing with Platts. It's worth it. I can only imagine what being in person, unfiltered, just full-on comedy would be on the water with that gentleman. So this episode is brought to you by Snake River Manufacturing. Go to snakerivermanufacturing.us and check out all of the kayak trailers that Steve and the crew are putting together. And let's say you don't have the funds to get one of his custom trailers and you already have a trailer. You're able to buy some of his add-ons to fit your trailer. So his rock and roller set may fit what you have. Just give him a call and say, this is what I've got. I want some of your stuff, and he can make something fit for you. So go check him out at snakerivermanufacturing.us. Also, if you're in the mood for some coffee, Kayak Coffee has given us a code, CAFE20, gets you 20% off of your entire order. So go to kayakcoffee.com and get yourself some of their beautifully roasted coffee. All right. So, and once again, the Team Kayak Series is signing up for their first tournament on the Harris Chain in Florida. So it's February 28th through March 1st. So get in there and sign up before the deadline ends. If you don't have a partner, still sign up and go ahead and get your teammate after you sign up. Just make sure that you get in there before the deadline. All right. Thank you all for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next week.